Hi everyone, my name is Kayla.
And I'm Camille.
And welcome to another episode of the Resident Rulebreakers. May upfronts were canceled live, and the Fox upfront was supposed to be May 11th, but they probably will be doing some sort of digital presentation, and that will probably be the best thing I can expect for them to do any type of renewal announcement. So fingers and everything else crossed.
Yeah. Okay.
And when it's announced, we promise we will post it.
Yes. Let's talk about the Conic theme month. Yes. So Emily and Matt's birthday is this month. Emily's birthday is May 12th and Matt's birthday is May 20th. And to celebrate both of their birthdays, we're going to be, this whole month of May, we're going to be doing podcasts on episodes that have iconic moments. That just sounds like I repeated the words. But they're not. It's pivotal, iconic moments, such as their moving in together, their engagement, and backstory.
Their backstory,
all kinds of things.
I love that episode. So when we get to it, we get to it. But we're actually delving into an episode it's in the theme today. It's not it definitely is in the theme. But before I watched it and before we picked this episode, we didn't realize it was.
Yeah, that was. We picked this episode, Lost Love, mostly because in a poll, Amy Holden Jones, the show creator, had picked this as her favorite season 1 episode. So this is a shout out to Miss Amy and hopefully an invitation for her to come join us at the podcast. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah.
But she also wrote this episode by herself.
Yeah.
So it's just a really amazing episode. I remember loving it when it first aired. I remember just squealing with Conic glee for many reasons. But so yeah, month of Conic.
I was squealing for puppies. She was squealing for Conic.
Well, the puppies are cute too. We'll get to the puppies in a moment. If you haven't looked at our Instagrams, we have photos of us with our dogs.
Yes. Yeah. Jessica, Nurse Jess, said puppies are better than boyfriends. And as a single woman, I agree.
Agreed. So let's just delve into Lost Love. The first thing, obviously, is Conrad and Nic. And in Conrad's past, her name is Catherine, and he was engaged to her at some point in his late teens and early 20s.
Yep. And, they were really close to getting married because they had a rehearsal dinner.
Yes.
Rehearsal dinners usually happen the week before the wedding?
Sometimes it's
maybe even the day before the wedding?
Days, yeah. Like I know when my cousin got married, it was the day before. So
yeah, so if they had the rehearsal dinner, when did they cancel the wedding? The day of the wedding?
Yeah, I don't know. Thank you, Marshall.
Yeah, Marshall. Conrad beat up Marshall for telling him that he doesn't love Catherine or something, which I feel bad for.
But Conrad does admit that he loved Catherine, but that he doesn't love her now. But he still cares about her. There's a difference between being in love with someone and caring about someone.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine though, Catherine saw Nic have that ring, and then she probably never got that ring, so she knows the significance of that ring, and then she was engaged to him, but he never gave her that ring, but then he sees, just a girlfriend with the ring, and you're like, oh, that's just wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And I just wow. Really, this is, we're going to get into this, But Catherine, obviously, the first time you see her, you're like, who is this woman? How does she know Conrad? She's blatantly saying, I want Conrad Hawkins at Chastain. And I'm like, how does she know this? How does she know Conrad?
Yeah.
That when you first watch it and you have, no clue, no knowledge, you're like, what? Okay, by the way, Catherine is played by Joanne Kelly. And, I know who she was when I first saw her. I was like, oh, cool. Joanne Kelly was on Warehouse 13. That was the show I knew her from. But yeah, how does this lady know Conrad? That was my first question. But you don't really know Conrad's age. And they tell you Catherine was 35, so Conrad has to be around that ballpark.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he spent at least 4 years in the military, right?
yeah, and it takes at least 8 years to get through college and medical school. And he's in his third year of his residency.
So let's just say 33 or 34.
Yeah.
Give or take. Consider it that is if, he did join the military straight out of high school or something.
But the fact is, Irving, hi Tasso Feldman, who plays Irving. And Irving's in this episode, and he goes, could it be her appendix? And Conrad goes, that was out in high school. It's oddly specific, for him to just remember that.
So they knew each other from high school.
Yeah.
And also, what Conrad said to Belle about, what was your first passion or whatever? And Belle was like, surgery. And that's when Conrad was like, well, the patient that you're about to operate on, it was my first passion. Remember?
Mm-hmm, I do. Conrad's obviously sitting there when she wakes up, and she says she comes to Atlanta because she knows Conrad's in Atlanta, being a doctor at Chastain. Obviously she did research to figure out where Conrad's at. But why would she, knowing... I'm really confused about that part. Maybe Amy can clear this up while she wrote what she wrote. And does she literally... she's married, so I don't understand why she would seek out Conrad. Anyway.
I don't think so. I would assume they haven't been together for, a good year, years or whatever, so she was married at this time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, that's a line I'm really confused by. But obviously this episode delves into part of Conrad's background that we're glad we got early on, but I forgot about.
Yeah.
Him being engaged, that's like, hold on. Even Nick's like, hold on, wait a minute. We've been together all this time. She had a miscarriage, it's his baby. And you were engaged to another woman? You didn't tell me? This kind of something you need to know before you be with someone.
Yeah, she let him have it during the episode. I personally I feel like it's not really something worth talking about. It's his past. You know what I mean? So what if he had been engaged? It's your past. I would not have made as big of an issue of it as Nick did.
But that was her reaction. And obviously Conrad was sent to military school at some point, but driving a car without a license. Dang, Marshall. That's what I wrote on my notes. Dang. That was the thing that tipped Marshall over the edge with Conrad, so he's in a military school. Obviously, we've talked in the past, what branch Conrad was in is kind of messed up, but apparently he was a Navy corpsman, so he could be a medic to the Marines, because the Marines don't have medics or something. I don't know how to explain it. Some military person, if you want to leave us a message and explain it to me, please do. But that's what I did. I did enough research, and they fixed it in the show, so I don't really know how to explain it. But that's what... Obviously, he was in military school long enough to say, yeah, going into the military is probably a good thing for me.
Wonder how, military would have changed Conrad. Like if he hadn't joined the Marines or Navy or whatever, he would have, what would have been like, you know what I mean? But Catherine kind of delved on how much Conrad has changed since their breakup, which is that he's more open now than when they were together. Which surprised Nick, because Nick was like, yeah, he's still that way.
Very emotionally distant, whatever. He's not now, not season 3 Conrad, but season 1 Conrad was.
Yeah.
So you even
But Catherine was like, he's even more open now than before, you know.
So, wow, Conrad, you really... wow. That's a lot of closing down there.
Yeah.
That's not healthy.
No.
But Marshall called Catherine white trash. I'm just sitting here going, that don't sound like Marshall, but I guess we've seen him be somewhat that guy, but we've never seen that side of Marshall.
No.
So, Marshall coming back, like we mentioned last podcast, Glenn coming back into the show and being a series regular again would allow us to see this backstory.
More than anything, and this is the thing that really pisses me off about the writers, they left this big thing hanging about Conrad's mother. Remember the nightmares that he used to have with his mom? And right before Marshall's surgery, Conrad was like, you know, sort of implied that his dad might have been abusive to his mom or whatever. And Marshall promised that they will talk about it after the surgery. That conversation never happened, or at least we've never seen it. And we're left hanging like, okay, so what's the story with his mom? You gave him scenes, very scary scenes, of nightmares pertaining to his mother falling down the stairs or something. What, y'all, pick that back up. We need to know what is the story behind that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
It's like a big gap, a big bombshell and nothing.
So, yeah, it's just like, we need the gaps filled in and you know, having Glenn Marshall come back in would allow these gaps to fill in. And I would love to see how they do that. And I'd love to see it prior to the Connick wedding. I mean, they could lead up to the Connick wedding and have it be mid-season. I don't know. It sounds like something that they could do. You know, Conrad punching Marshall in the face at the rehearsal room, is that really why they didn't talk for 10 years? That moment? Is Conrad really that mad? So.
I don't know.
Yeah, I need answers. Nick meeting her, she's like, what? It's odd seeing this episode now that Conrad and Nick are engaged.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, wow. Because you see this and you're like, oh, look how far they've come. It's amazing.
Yeah. It felt like there was a lot of resentment, really, from Nick towards Conrad. I don't think it was a deserved resentment, in my opinion. Because he didn't share with you that he was engaged, but does he really have to? I mean, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's his past. It's been over 10 years. The woman is happily married, obviously, and he wants to be with you. Do I want to know my boyfriend's exes? No. You know what I mean?
I mean, no, not really. I don't want to... The ex thing is not something I really want.
That's why I say that it wasn't a justified resentment, right? In my opinion. Between that they had for Conrad.
Catherine's pregnant, you know.
Yep.
And so Conrad's like super happy for her because this is something, you know, he knew she wanted, you know.
Yep. They've been her and her husband have been trying. She's talked about IVF and stuff briefly in the episode. So obviously, and wow, Conrad knew that. I mean, Conrad knew that's what she wanted. So either they talked about it while they were in their relationship, or Conrad had been keeping tabs on her all this time to know that, she wanted kids. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So
now that I would have had issues with, but not the fact that you didn't tell me you were engaged, but the fact that you're still in contact with your ex. And she had I guess she had 2 pregnancies. One that was normal intrauterine pregnancy, and one that was an ectopic pregnancy, which is what was causing the
pain.
Abdominal pain and the internal bleeding.
Well, she also had some type of blockage, the fallopian tube, which is where ectopic pregnancy is. It's in the fallopian tube.
Yep.
It was wrapped with her bowels, and it causes a lot of pain. Anyway, her fallopian tube bursts. It ruptured. And that's what caused everything to happen for her. But apparently, it's really rare to have both an intrauterine and an ectopic
pregnancy.
Yeah, I think I wrote it down somewhere. It's called a heterotopic pregnancy, and it's 1 per 30,000 pregnancies.
Wow.
So, very rare to happen. And sometimes IVF can trigger something like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, it might have been product of that. So Conrad's super happy. She's getting what she wanted. But it took Conrad forever to find out that this had happened. So, but Catherine and Nic, Nic's always been this way with the patient. She's, remember in Burn It All Down, she's like trying to dig with Justine. Well, she does it to Catherine too. And she gets, the stuff about Conrad out, and she finds out about the ring is, wasn't his mom's, and, for me, I want to see this ring again. I've never seen it after this episode. I kind of want to see it again.
Yeah.
Does Nic still have it?
You would think that Conrad, integrated that into maybe the engagement ring or something. The jewel in the ring or whatever, put it on Nic's engagement ring or something. Because, it is his mom's ring. It was a beautiful ring. It obviously held a lot of significance for Conrad and stuff.
His mom, before she died, before he left for Afghanistan, so she gave it to him before he left for war. And she tells him, I want you to give it to the love of your life. And Conrad tells Nic she earned it. So obviously it wasn't Catherine. It's Nic. It's always going to be Nic. So that's got to be something that's, even while they're broken up, it's her. That's got to be something like, what? That has to feel good for her, I guess. But I have a question, when did his mom die? Did she die while he was at war? That's a question I have. Because obviously she was alive before he left.
But what was the nightmares about?
I don't know. I'm really confused.
It looked like it was nightmares of his mom dying.
And he was a kid. I'm so confused. I need answers, Amy.
I know. Please, Amy, God, if you ever get an interview with Amy, that's so good. We're can we list some stuff that just don't make sense to us now? But no, it's a lot of things are coming up about Conrad's past on that episode that we didn't know. There's I'm glad though that Catherine came in and kind of gave us a look back at Conrad's past, sort of like with Janine and Kane a couple of weeks ago. Where we're like, whoa, He did what? He was playing football, etc.
But here's the thing:
you know?
we get Conrad's past in the 9th episode of the series. It takes 20 episodes to get Kane.
Yes. Oh my gosh. But I guess they wanted to establish Kane as this evil dude before we get to see there's heart there. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I guess so. So, but yeah, that moment for Nick was like, you know, that's the pivotal moment for this episode, that they're not even together, and he tells her that. So
yeah, he tells her she's the love of his life, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But do you want it back? What's that supposed to mean? Like, do you think that you're no longer the love of his life? And it seems like you earned it. So I don't understand that whole earning being the love of your life.
Also in this episode, because Belle was on call for Jen's surgery, so and back in season 1, Belle being on call for surgery, not a good idea, because he was dead.
Yes.
There's actually a plot in this episode about that, but yeah.
Yeah, first of all, shout out to season 1 cast members who we saw in this episode. Mm-hmm. Marin Dungy and Lena Hunter.
Yes. We're going to get into Lena Hunter. Warren Christie.
Do you know how to say her last name? Canacaredes?
Milena Canacaredes. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
It's Greek.
None
of us are Greek. And she's absolutely beautiful. Miss Melina, if you ever listen to this, I want you to know, I'm sorry that we're butchering your last name, and we love you. But, yes, Mary Denji, Melinda Canacaredes, and Warren Christie. It's so awesome to see them in this episode because, like I said, they're gone now. Mm-hmm. Two seasons later, their characters aren't even mentioned. You know,
I would like to, I don't know how busy Warren is, but I would love to see Jude at the wedding.
Wouldn't that be awkward since he made a play at Nick?
I don't know. Conrad obviously is over that. I mean, even in this episode, Conrad tells Jude he deserves her, so.
True. But, yeah, that would be nice. But Warren Christie obviously left for The Village, which happened to only last one season. Like 10 episodes. So, yeah, it's such I don't know. I feel like it's awesome to see them. And God, you can't talk about Belle season 1 without talking about like the whole dad. And this is an episode where they installed the cameras.
Yes.
On the OR and stuff.
But and then of course, you know, he sleeps with Hunter, which is like, oh, I mean, I just want to puke. So disgusting. Sorry, Belle, but you picked the wrong woman to sleep with.
Kim Foss is a lot better.
Yeah.
She's not a psychopath.
No, she's not. But it took a long time. I say up until episode 210 for Conrad to trust. That's after the fall. That's the mid-season premiere of season 2. To trust Belle with surgery because he saved Marshall.
Yeah.
So. But.
Yeah.
Conrad, he's going to Belle and he's like, so help me if she dies. I'm going to skin you alive, Belle.
It's actually, Minna, I love her to death.
Oh yeah, Mina's in the surgery too. She is. She's in the surgery with Jude. There's a few times where she does surgeries with Jude.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so, like watching this episode, Minna's sarcasm and her attitude has so much been more calm, now. We talk about character development all the time when it comes to Belle, because I mean, it's a huge, major character development, but Minna's character development is, also significant, but like in much subtler ways, because maybe because I always loved her from the very beginning, and I still love her now, but I was like, Belle, I didn't like him in the beginning. I'm starting to like him now. But, her attitude towards the patients, her attitude towards people and stuff has changed significantly. And this isn't heart surgery. Now we know her as pretty much a cardiac surgeon resident, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Who works all the time with AJ, and yet in this episode, she's doing general surgery.
Mina is very versatile in her abilities, except for the fact that AJ he's triple board certified, so he can pretty much float from surgery to surgery.
Yeah.
They just show him being a heart surgeon because he's a cardiothoracic, usually.
Yep.
But I'm just glad, Catherine survived it, because that could be something that can kill both mom and baby if you're not careful.
Yep.
But there's a scene, and I've already mentioned it, where Conrad confronts Jude prior to Catherine's surgery, and he pretty much says, two women left me for the same thing.
Yeah, 2 women broke up with me for the same reason. And stuff.
So, and he tells her, you deserve to have Nick. But you can tell Matt's acting is phenomenal in this episode. Like, just out of the water phenomenal. And I'm not just talking about these conic scenes. I'm talking about all of it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that takes guts to tell another man that he deserves the love of his life.
Yeah.
Come on. And then to trust him enough to operate on a woman that was his first love. I mean, that's like...
Well, the other choice was Belle.
Yeah. The other choice is Belle. It's Belle or Jude. I'm going to pick Jude. At least at this point in the plotline. I might choose Belle now.
Right. But the other choice was Belle. So Conrad would be like, I don't care about who you're dating or whatever. Just go save her.
Yeah. Well, the other part of this episode... Well, there's a couple parts to this episode, but the really big plot line in this episode was Lily.
Yes.
And Lily is played by Violet Bean.
Yes. You might know her from God Friended Me.
Or The Flash, if you're a superhero fan.
I've never seen either episode.
Lily really goes through... I mean, you shouldn't go through chemo alone. You should always have a support system, and she's going through this alone. That stupid jerk of a fiancé from the pilot.
Yep.
God, you don't do that. But whatever. And then she has a panic attack. She's going through some bad parts of Atlanta, too. So,
yeah. Dr. Oster.
We've seen her before. We've seen her since this episode.
Like one other time.
She was a docu-psychologist in season 2.
Yeah, but that's it. We haven't seen her either since then.
So, but yeah, Dr. Osner I was like, oh my god, I recognize her. Yeah, oh, now I remember. So, there's that. Lily, I always have questioned, did Lily actually have what she was diagnosed with? Because this was a thing for Hunter, was diagnosing people who didn't have cancer with it. Yeah. And then collecting the insurance money.
Priya, she came up on this episode. She was a journalist, which again is surprising because we all know Priya is now gone, and the status of Devon and her relationship. I put that on my notes, like, I wonder who kept the puppy.
The puppy, yeah. We're going to get into the puppies in a moment. But yeah, I think it was Priya. Because Devin certainly doesn't have it.
No. he was taking care of, what's her name's cat. And we never saw we all saw the cat in that scene with Julian. So we never saw Puppy.
There's one other episode with the puppies in it and they're walking it or something, but
yeah, they were talking of, that was an awkward, considering that was the same episode as they did the Bollywood dance. Talk about awkwardness.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, Priya shows up in this episode as the journalist, not Devon's fiance. And she was saying that she talked to previous Dr. Hunter's patients, and they all say wonderful things, even curing people of incurable cancers, which, like brought up question from Nic, like, whoa, wait, what? That's unheard of, that's very rare. So that also brings up the question, like, did they really have cancer in the first place?
So it is a question I have, and I would love, again, Amy. It was, one of those things that was never answered, so I would love to have. Lily got justice with Hunter's death, but I don't know. I kind of need more to know. Did she suffer unjustly? That's kind of a question I have.
Yeah.
But, Hunter, Milena's she's an amazing actress, okay? I'm not going to put this off on her. But that character is evil. Evil as they come.
Yep.
But, she goes to Conrad, and she's, the waterworks are there, and she's faking it. I'm like, Conrad knows this woman is a piece of crap.
Yeah, she's walking away. You can tell she's like, check. Like, manipulate him, check. But yeah, the whole time she's, excuse my language, bitch. The whole time I was just like, I remember I put on my notes, crocodile tears. I
just said, it's so fake, I call it bullshit.
Yeah.
So, sorry for my language, guys. But that's the one time I would have probably said that. Anyways, I don't believe, going back, when I was watching, you're like, maybe, but, now you know what happened, and you're like, yeah, this woman's fake as crap. So, but did Priya dig deeper? Is that the information that got Nic to get Hunter in jail? Is that what?
Remember, in a later episode, she was there for a patient that didn't have cancer, and I think it was like season finale when Jojo Purdy, I think, was a guest star, and she played a patient, one of Lane's patients, who was thought to have incurable cancer, did tests or whatever, found out she no longer has cancer, and believed she never had cancer in the first place. But yeah, we do see Priya again delving deeper into that and interviewing more of Lane's patients. She was there when Lane was arrested. She was one of the journalists that was at the courthouse kind of thing. I remember seeing her walking across the screen in that scene.
So Priya definitely helped get Lane Hunter in jail. There you go.
Yep. And stuff. So,
but
again,
the oncology doctor was obviously. This is what triggered Hunter to kill Lily.
Definitely.
The second opinion.
Because Dr. Oster called her and asked her for Lily's records. And not just that, but when Lane asked for, who referred her, she said Nic. And so it also triggered Lane to pretty much put the death on Nic, even though it was, to pretty much frame Nic for Lily's murder. She used Belle is her alibi. So how quickly that happened.
Yeah. Poor Belle, he got manipulated too.
Yeah.
That was just I'm sorry. But, just the way she decided to kill Lily, it's like,
So
if you don't know what you're looking for, you don't know this. You don't know the potassium is one of those things. If it's out of whack, you need to be in a hospital.
Yep.
Because if it's low, I mean, your body starts pretty much shutting down. Believe me, I've witnessed this with my grandparents. So, the moment they say, low potassium, it's an admission. Same thing with the high potassium. It can just, and it obviously killed Lily. But I was just like, wow, potassium is something that she's like, she has to know what which means she may have done this before, which is so, someone called her this time.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe this is not the first time she got away with murder.
Oh, definitely.
But the potassium, and Nick's like, she's questioning it, but she does it anyway, because she's like, maybe I should.
Yeah.
Because it's Lily. But, in the death scene, that scene makes me cry every time.
Mm.
I do start crying the moment Conrad finds Lily in the floor. And, obviously, by the time Conrad's on top of her doing CPR, it's like, oh, crap.
Yeah,
they've already shocked her 3 times. There's really no coming back from that.
Yep.
But yeah, the tissues came out because I rewatched it twice before I wrote my notes just to know what I was writing about. Yeah, I cried a lot this week because of this episode.
I have no offense to anybody who cried, but I didn't cry.
Lily's death will make me cry every time.
Yeah. I didn't cry. But you can tell that there were 2 different puppies at the end scene, because the one that came out from under the bed had a white mark on the top of his head, and then the one that sat down with Conrad didn't have the white mark. So there were 2 different puppies used in that scene, but Amy kind of said that wasn't like planned. He just, the part where he sat with Matt or whatever wasn't really scripted. It was just there or whatever. But yeah,
there's a shot of the monitor, and it's on Camille's Instagram and I think it's actually on the podcast Instagram of Matt and Cookie, and Matt's sitting there, that final scene, crying. But yeah, that scene, Amy literally said on the Facebook group that Matt gave pretty much everything he had to this scene to film it.
Yeah.
So, kudos, Matt, for your acting. It's just, God, you rips my heart out every time. Lane Hunter, she was killed someone else in season 2.
Yes.
The depths of hell are not good enough for Lane Hunter. There you go, guys. This woman deserves worse than hell at this point. So, obviously we've talked about Belle. In this episode, there's a little snippet of him finalizing his divorce. Belle does mention he's been married at least twice before, I think.
I forgot that he was married.
So, yeah, there's they don't mention it. He's just like, he moves on with his life. So, but, obviously there's ramifications. He's paying alimony for the next 10 years, which means he's still paying alimony. I would love him to reference, oh, crap, I'm still paying alimony to that woman.
Yeah.
Or whatever, So, yeah, it would be cool to see that, referenced again. Because divorces stick with you, unfortunately.
Yes. And his lawyer gave him a bill of how much Belle owes him or whatever, and it's short. He was like, oh, here's the bill. You're 3 months late. As Belle was talking about having to pay his wife, money or whatever. But it's just crazy how much he's changed.
I'm sitting here. I actually wrote a note that says, I want him to say something in season 4 that says, I went through all this character growth, or, I changed so much, and I still have to pay my ex-wife alimony. I would love to see him deal with that, but whatever. But why in the world, I know she manipulated Belle, but why in the world would he go and sleep with Lane Hunter? Just gross. He slept with the devil. The Belle in this episode makes me miss current Belle. Big time. So, kudos on your acting, Bruce, but I miss current Belle. The Puppies episode was actually aired on March 26, 2018, which is 2 days after National Puppy Day, which is March 24th. So they had they did the puppies to honor International Puppy Day, because everyone loves puppies, right? Apparently everyone but Mina.
Mina isn't a dog person or a cat person.
Or a people person.
I like how she said that. Like, I'm not a dog person. I'm not a cat person. I'm not even a people person. This is like, oh, Mina, how much you've changed.
But puppies have names of certain sweets. There's Donut,
the candies,
Jelly Bean, Lifesaver, Cookie, and Brownie.
Yeah.
Donut was actually adopted by Chad. There's a guy named Chad in the episode.
We saw him from the pilot.
Yeah.
Because he lost his toe. I actually talked to the actor. I was like, do you have anything from the resident, from the set of the resident? He was like, I think I have Chad's hospital bracelet. I said to him, I was like, you should have kept the toe. And he was like, oh my God, why did I think of that? Yes, I should have kept the toe.
But no, yeah, there's a character, obviously, that's recurring in these first episodes named Chad. He's diabetic. He's, got a prosthetic. And Devin's trying to get him to, look after himself and take care of himself. And Mina goes to him and says, when am I going to cut off the other foot? Diabetes is something to not play with, guys.
No.
Brownie, I don't remember even hearing Brownie getting adopted. Jelly Bean went to Devin and Priya.
Yeah.
And we're guessing went with Priya when she left.
Yes.
Lifesaver actually went to Jessica.
Yes, Jessica.
I would love to see Lifesaver at Jess's and Irvin's wedding.
Oh my God, how cute would that be?
Ring bearer, yeah. So, Jess and Irving, I want to see your dog.
She hasn't even mentioned the puppy since that episode.
No, she hasn't. I would love to see them bring this back, because she has a line, this is why we post the pictures with our puppies, that says, who needs a boyfriend when you've got a dog?
Puppies are better than boyfriends.
Yes, puppies are better. Yeah, puppies are better than boyfriends. And so, that's why we pictured pictures of ours.
See, this is a kind of one-liners that I miss from Jessica. Like, she just says stuff, but you're like, yeah, exactly.
I love the way she, because the actress's name is Jessica too. Hi, Jessica.
Yes.
And the way Jessica delivers is like, it's so well done. I love it. And of course we have Cookie, who we see throughout the episode, and she loves her chaos. I love the way they filmed it. I do. I love the way they filmed it. She's going roaming around the hospital, and you can see it from Cookie's perspective. Somewhat.
She hid with the older woman.
Mm-hmm. And Nick's trying to find her, and it's hilarious. But anyway, Cookie obviously ends up with Lily.
Yep.
But not before she ends up in the break room trying to scrounge up scraps from someone's fast food dinner.
That's so funny.
And of course, we have Cookie going around, and Lily wants to keep her. So Nick is like, sure, you can keep the puppy after everything you've been through, and of course, she ends up comforting Conrad. So who really don't deserve puppies or dogs because they sense these things that just are amazing.
Yeah.
So I would have loved to have seen him, pet her or something. But
I know. I would have loved to see Cookie crawl on his lap.
Or on his lap, yeah. But it was an unscripted moment, so it was pretty awesome to have that. It's the last scene.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've mentioned Claire before. She installs the recording devices. Poor Belle. He's already Hodad. He already knows he's in trouble with his complication rates. And now Claire's trying to catch him.
Yep.
But yeah, Marin Dungy, obviously. 21% of doctors think it's okay to hide a complication.
Yeah.
That's horrible. But, he was Hodad for a reason. But Belle was, nervous. And, of course, we've discussed Devin and Priya already, but obviously it's Priya's birthday, and Devin, you don't forget a woman's birthday, and he knows it.
Especially your fiancé.
No. And he's like, because he actually says a quote to Mina, something like, what do you do to get for a girl for her birthday? And she's like, why do people care the day they're born? I'm like, Mina, everyone cares on the day they're born, especially if you're female.
Oh my gosh.
And then she's like, Devin says, it matters to every woman I've ever met. Pretty much. But I love her one-liners in this scene. And then she's like, romantic love is a trick to play your brain plays to make you pump out babies. I'm like, dang, Mina. That's not what this is about. But anyway. But yeah,
well,
Mina's that version of...
We now know that she probably changed her mind on that one.
Yeah. Micah. Yeah. And then AJ.
Yeah. I put on there that I find it, hilarious that LOL, oh, Minna. Couple of episodes later, you fall in love with a patient. But yeah, she was such a skeptic of love that falls in love with her patient. So
Emily and Matt's birthdays are the month of May, so we're going to May's conic month. Mm-hmm. So May 12th for Emily, May 20th for Matt. We're going to do every podcast is going to have a conic theme, just like this one did. And I'm asking people to send little birthday greetings to either one of them to our email account, so they can be included in us wishing them a happy birthday when the day comes. I have deadlines. I want Emily's stuff by Saturday, so it's May 9th. It's just so I can edit things together.
Yeah.
Yep. Matt's is going to be on May 16th. That's the deadline. So email it, theresidentRulebreakers@gmail.com. It can be a video or an audio or a little written thing. I can turn it into something and put it in a video or something. And put it on YouTube, whatever. Just, put your name. If you have an Instagram handle, give us that. If you want to put where you're from, fine, whatever. Just so you get credit. And we'll tag you if you give us your Instagram stuff. So... we want you to be able to send happy birthday wishes to Matt and Emily when the day comes. So, there you go. Be a part of it, right?
Yes.
And again, the email, theresidentRulebreakers@gmail.com. May 9th for Emily, May 16th for Matt.
Okay.
If you have any questions, contact us. We'll probably be able to answer them. Speaking of contacting us, Facebook. There's a Facebook group, The Resident on Fox Fans. If you're not a member already, join, answer all the questions. Instagram. This is new. This is really new.
Yeah, we just started it
it last week. It's called The Resident Podcast. So follow us on Instagram. Obviously, we've been giving out Camille's, which is The Resident on Fox Fans. My personal is KB Country 37. So.
But yeah, we usually have like, out of 45 minutes to an hour of podcast episodes. So this is what's posted on Instagram. It's just like 1 minute snippets of the podcast, so people could like hear what we're talking about or whatever. So get them interested to listen to the whole thing.
Twitter, which is I'm only going to be posting things like links to episodes, new episodes, and stuff like that. I will not be monitoring it, so it's not the way to contact us. But there is a Twitter account, Resident Podcast. So, just in case. But I do not monitor it, so no.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the email, which is theresidentRulebreakers@gmail.com.
Yes. Hey, so let's talk about what episode we're going to talk about next week.
3 words is going to be next week. And send in your stuff for Emily. That is my number one response.
Yep.
Send in your stuff for Emily. We'll get it out on May 12th.
Yes.
So get it in by Saturday and the 9th, and we'll get it out by the 12th. So, subscribe. Before we leave, I want to mention, subscribe to know when the next podcast releases. Obviously, it airs on Mondays. But SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Apple, and Google Play.
Yep.
There's multiple ways for you to listen to the full podcast episodes. And tune in next week for us to discuss 3 words, which is episode 203. So, until next Monday, I'm Kayla.
And I'm Camille.
Bye.
Bye.